We go. What? Who shot you?
Who shot ya? Who shot ya?
Uh-huh. Yeah. What up? What up, Facebook? How y'all doing? I'm here in 810 Media Group with Wyntis Hall Show.
No. It's the Trevor's rant. Trevor's
Oh, this
sick today.
Trevor?
It's not Trevor's rant today. It's the
It's the
takeover.
Okay,
Oh, this called the takeover.
With
Damn,
Mickey Jordan.
the
You know what I'm
takeover.
saying? The takeover. They call this the takeover.
Mm.
Oh man.
Oh,
I'm on
live.
the takeover. Is this the first show of the takeover?
This is the first show of the
What?
takeover.
Oh my
The
god.
takeover
I'm
with
on
Art
the
and
first
Wyntis.
show with Wyntis and Mickey on the takeover.
The takeover.
Y'all gotta tune in because this is gonna be exciting. It's gonna be informative.
We're going
There's gonna
live.
be some hate out there.
Going
y'all
live.
know I don't care. You know,
Going
I
live.
have facts and I have documentation.
Going
I have
live.
recordings. I have all the
Going
whole
live.
nine. You know what I'm saying?
Going
And
live.
y'all not gonna believe some of the
Going
stuff that
live.
y'all gonna hear today. You
We're
know,
going live.
and what'd you say?
We're going live.
Hey, shut them down. She got these shots.
Who
But I
shot you?
got PE. Shut them down.
But shut him down.
Either way,
Shut him down.
shut them down.
Shut him down. Shut him down.
You know? Man, y'all listen, man. There's some hating people out here, man. Some crumb snatchers. There's some people out here, man, that they jealousy and they envy and they hate, their self-hate. I mean, the whole nine makes them move in a particular way to where they will work with Donald Trump to get after you because they hate you that much.
They always
that's
saying
crazy.
You gotta be powerful when all of your enemies team up against you.
Man, hey, and please, I understand that people want to say unity and coming together and what can we do to move forward. I'm telling y'all, man, snakes shed their skin to get bigger.
That's it.
They don't shed their skin to change and be better. They shed their skin to get bigger and they have more venom and they're able to manhandle you more, when they get bigger. I'm not sitting at no table with a snake. I'm not sitting at a table with a person or an individual whose main purpose is to see you fail. Why do I want to sit at a table that I know these individuals is not trying to work with me?
Right.
I tried it before, y'all, and I told y'all about it. I told y'all I had a procedure in Ann Arbor. I was hurrying, man. I hurried up to get back to Flint, and they had already started the meeting, and Liddell Lewis was at the table. The meeting was going great. If y'all don't believe me, call Commissioner Winfrey. He'll tell you. Everything was going great, man. It was real positive. And at the end of the meeting, Liddell Lewis wanted to talk about me and Facebook. How I talk about her decisions and her votes. You know what I'm saying? She don't want me talking about her and other elected officials on my Facebook page. I told her, if you feel that just by working with you on this one project, I should bow down and not talk about you and Mayor Neely and all the rest of y'all when y'all make messed up decisions, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So she got real irate after that, right? And
she be getting upset like that?
Man, what?
Ooh.
Man, you ain't heard half of it yet. Hey, so Mr. Winfrey had to jump in and say, hey, you can't stop this man from holding us accountable because he's an elected official also. He said, Art gave me the Jackass of the Week award. And then he started laughing, right? He knew what I gave him the jackass of the week award for. She does not like individuals speaking about her politically. Liddell Lewis has a lot of demons, man. She got a lot of demons. And I'm getting ready to exorcism. I'm getting ready to do an exorcism.
I was making sure my phone was working.
I'm getting ready to use scriptures. My scriptures is paperwork and documentation.
Amen.
Her votes and how she reacts. And if you go back and look at the TikTok video of her face when Councilwoman Burns was talking to Ali Herkenbacher, or what's her name?
Rooter.
Or Popcorn Lady.
Or Rodenbacher.
Popcorn. Hey, when Tanya says something to her, and she gonna say, "Oh wow." Not one time now she normally out here speaking about everything. Not one time has she said anything about Eva being wrong for jumping up. Unprofessional.
Wait a minute, we ain't even started yet.
Oh yeah, that's right. My fault.
Look, I'm letting him get his intro in for his Facebook people, y'all.
I was just talking about.
I know, I got you. Tell them to tune in. Tune in to the takeover.
Hey, matter of fact, listen. What I just said ain't nothing compared to what's getting ready to be said on your show. You know what I'm saying? Hey, and I only did this right here because we supposed to start at 12:30. But there's some people that I deal with, they don't know how to be on time. I ain't saying no names. What?
I was here today on time.
I'm not saying. Hey, if it starts at 12:30 and you are there at 12:30,
I'm on time.
You late.
I'm on time.
On time is late. You supposed to be there 30 minutes prior.
Listen, I may not come when you want me, but I'm always on time. As we proceed to give you what you need. Listen. First of all, shout out to A10 News Media Group and the best producer in the world, Mickey Jordan. Trevor is off sick today. Trevor, get you some rest. Cover up your head, turn it off.
Y'all didn't send me his number neither.
Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry. Yeah. Trevor, he asked for your number. I forgot to give it to him because I was traumatized last night, Trevor. That's why I forgot. Man. I forgot to give him his number.
Y'all, man, I can't wait to talk.
Man, thank you for coming on today. Because you know I'm used to bouncing back. With Trevor's rant. So since we couldn't have Trevor's rant today, then there go them city trucks riding by. You got to start waving because they're gonna start riding by. So welcome to the takeover. This is the takeover today. Yeah, we live. We live. We got people on YouTube, Facebook. We live. Everybody watching.
And we at the corner of the market.
Melissa said, "What did I mean? This was my last day, Wyntis." No, I said my last show. I'm doing my last show today. This is the last show of today. See, I be throwing catchy stuff out there to get y'all to tune in. I'll be back on next week, but this is just my last show today.
She'll be back on tomorrow at 11:30.
I'll be back on later on tonight. No, I'm just saying, but the
way things pop off in Flint, man, you can't really even say, you can't really even schedule in Flint, man. It's it be so much breaking news.
Right,
Flint,
I'm telling you.
All right, today is my last show today. But I know something gonna pop off tomorrow,
and might have to come back and do another show.
I'm gonna tell you right now, man. I can't wait for the show to start, man. Because when y'all hear about EPA,
EPA, Environmental Protection Agency.
The lawsuit, man. People got kicked out of that lawsuit, man. They ain't said nothing. They haven't said nothing around here, have they?
No.
Remember, the mayor said this is just the floor.
And not the ceiling.
Not the ceiling.
It's going to be billions by the time it get done.
The ceiling is caving in because,
yeah.
Hearing about it. Matter of fact, they're going to do, Friday is news dump. You know what they mean by that, right? Oh, so on Friday, they wait all week. The news media, they wait all week, and then everybody dump their news on Friday so that it get hid. and you can't say that they didn't report it.
Oh,
over the weekend, ain't nobody really looking at news and all.
Yeah, but they look at ATN. They look at us. I mean, they really pay attention to us. They pay attention to us.
Hood news.
No. We are mainstream media right now.
We are in
the hood reporting the
real
news
that the mainstream established media won't report.
I'm speaking it. We mainstream media.
Live,
we right up there 12, with them. ATN News Media Group.
They won't report. Just like when we brought the Region 5 administrator here, Miss Shore, right?
Mm-hmm.
The 25 News person came, and when they found out, they told her to leave that meeting and go report about a dog show. That dog show was more important than us residents speaking to Region 5 administrator about what's not being done with our water.
That's crazy, ain't it?
That's crazy as heck, man.
Well, listen, I don't want to. I want to keep y'all waiting.
No, we can wait.
I'm
want to give 5 more minutes?
No, we just because I'm troubled, Art, and everybody know, and I say this every time I'm on here with Art. Me and Art go back and forth all the time, but at the end of the day,
we
there. And I could call him. He's here. He can call me. He know I'm there if it's not too early. And I'll be on time. I'd be a little bit late. Art, I thank you for coming on my show last week again. Thank you. I mean, the week before that, I had Tide Flood. So it was just, I just felt like I was moving in the right direction. We was talking about the Mitchell boys case, and I'm sure you can talk way more about that than I can. And so with Tide Flood, and then Arthur Woodson, and then last night I thought that I would wrap it up with moving forward in a backward society with one of our concerned pastors in the community, Pastor Kevin Thompson. We both look up to him.
Yes.
Pastor Thompson, you are always promoting his food drive,
health awareness,
mental health. He's been doing it by himself.
Yes.
I started getting interested in his program when I think somebody was trying to take money from him or start their own program, and you picked up that fight and said, look, it's been going on here forever. Mm-hmm. Why won't y'all just get a money to St. Mark and let them continue on? But you know what? He's still doing everything. We're going to discuss that too, because but last night after my safety was, I felt like my safety was threatened. Again, I mean, they always coming, but this time it wasn't coming for me. Now, last night I had a beautiful show with Pastor Kevin Thompson, and I invited several people from the community. It was some pastors here. It was people from different organizations that I'm going to leave nameless at this time, but they were here. And some were from out of town, and I was so embarrassed. Let me tell you why. After the show, not even 3 minutes, Pastor Thompson's phone rang. He picked it up. You just, hello, how you doing? Councilwoman Liddell Lewis. And I'm telling you, listen, y'all. If y'all think I'm lying, I don't even care if you think I'm lying or not, because guess what? I did.
In the studio, and it's a recording.
The mics everything is recorded in here. Everything is recorded in here, even when we off.
We don't want to say it too much because we want them to respond and think that it's not.
Oh, okay. Everything wasn't recorded.
Yeah.
Okay. Wasn't nothing recorded. I was talking to you on the phone.
Yes, ma'am.
You heard it in real time.
Yes, ma'am.
Now I'm calling him after the show, getting ready for today's show. Pastor Thompson gets a call from Liddell Lewis. You ain't doctor no more.
No, not even councilwoman.
You're not doctor. You're not even councilwoman no more.
No respect.
You need to resign. You need to resign because when you get that much guts,
no, it wasn't even guts, man. I mean,
balls.
But no, it's not even that. It's the fact that they know it's certain people that they can call that won't give them won't match their energy. You feel what I'm saying,
baby? He from Merle Hood.
But what I'm
she
saying,
don't know Pastor Thompson from Merle Hood.
What I'm saying though, just like Pastor Thompson said, I'm in the spirit right now. I'm trying not to be in the flesh.
Right, but the people, wait a minute before our take off, because our about to go off. She calls him, and we should have called the police, because I went under the table. As soon as she said, yeah, I heard your little interview you just did. So that means she was watching real time. Thank you for watching. Wyntis Hall show every Thursdays at 6 o'clock. Go back. Oh, I ain't got there. I ain't got there yet. She said, I seen your little interview that you just did, and I want you to know, you know what she told the pastor? Shots fired. He was like, shots fired? And you know me, I'm like, Mickey, I mean, we don't know whether to grab something. We were scared. Like, you calling and saying shots fired.
Here's the thing, right?
Let me finish the conversation.
All right.
Let me finish the conversation. She told this man, Pastor Kevin Thompson, now you got this. You think that you will, but what she say? She flies above the fray.
Nah.
Decorum. Ain't no decorum in the streets, and she done brought it to the streets because you told Pastor Thompson of the St. Mark Missionary Baptist Church shots fired. Not once, but twice, because you didn't like him telling the truth on the interview. You wasn't here in Flint when them people had all that raw sewage in that. He didn't say her name. I said your name. Call my phone. Tell me shots fired. Call my phone, Liddell, 810-610-7851. Call my phone, 810-610-7851. You call and threaten that pastor and told him shots fired. These people, we had ministers up here last night. We had people from the community in here last night listening to your ass act a plumb damn fool. You can no longer give a speech about anybody acting a fool in city council because you a fucking joke. And I said it. And then you called this man a fake ass pastor. Then when he started talking to you, because he's trying to stay in the flesh, right?
No, in the spirit.
In the spirit. He's trying to stay in the spirit and not the flesh. I was in the flesh. He was in the spirit because I couldn't believe. I didn't know whether to grab or call the phone. Like, because when you say shots fired in the street, that means strap up. Shots fired. I'm coming. So any minute, I'm thinking like, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. She about to start firing up in the studio. So the people were still, because we wasn't for sure what was going to happen. So everybody stayed put for a second. Even he had a...
So on that note,
wait a minute. We're at the end of the conversation. Let me skip to the end of the conversation because you heard the end.
Yeah.
You heard the end of the conversation. Now, was a whole lot in that conversation that she lied to that man. She lied about a meeting. Shit that never happened. He said, where you been at Iroquois Park?
Right.
She said, I sent a park adopter. And he said, I've been working with one. And he named the lady. And she said,
over 10 years.
She said, who? He said, yeah, who? If you would have been here, because I was elected into St. Mark in 2013, if you would have been here, you would have knew who I was talking about. But instead, she said, shots fired. And then at the end, when he told her that meeting never happened, she said, oh, so you calling me a lie? You calling me a lie, motherfucker? As we proceed to give you what you need.
And I just want to say this, and I'm not trying to lessen what she said, but I watch what I say, because just like anybody can interpret it any type of way. If I heard shots fired, I'd just be like, all right, meaning that, you done said something and it's on now. You know what I mean? Some people can take it the other way. So when I talk to people, I make sure that I watch what I say in regards to that because I don't want people to think that I'm threatening them in a way like that.
Oops.
So
how I get this off?
Your nail came out again?
No, this was my nail. I'm going to get my nails done today before Glorilla get here.
Hey,
I'm trying to put me some sugar in my coffee.
So the thing here is, right, like I always say, I'm gonna shoot across your bow. You know what I'm saying? Or I shot across the bow, meaning that in the Navy, they'll shoot across your bow to give you a warning to let you know the next one isn't gonna miss, and that, you need to stop where you are. So, because you are moving in a way that is messed up. And I'm gonna stop talking until you get done because
I'm gonna leave
I know
if
it's distracting me. I know it's distracting the people on.
Everybody looking at me. I'm trying to drink my coffee. Okay, go ahead. Look what KC said, to throw the whole fucking council away. Nobody on that council cares for the community or the residents. Everyone wants titles and shit. This shit is sad. Oh, hi, First Lady. I see you on there after that comment. I don't show Pastor, but you need to tell Pastor because we should not have Pastor Hill. We should not have anybody that talks to our pastors like that. Because let me tell you, because if it would have been mine, shots fired for real.
I'm in disagreement in a way because here's the reason why I say that, right? I haven't said it to them like that, but Chris Martin and Reginald Flynn,
they don't count.
But what I'm saying though, when you say pastor
in our community,
Flynn
don't stay here no more.
I'm just saying when he was here and he put his hands on that 6-year-old boy, little boy, I wanted to call him everything under the sun, but I wanted to say it to him.
You did
face
though,
to face.
Yeah.
But I never called him an MF or anything like that.
She called Pastor Thompson. Right. Liddell called him motherfucker.
Right, she did.
You heard it, didn't you? You heard it, didn't you?
I be after him, man. But I never called them MFs. No. Chris Martin,
called him a lot of things.
When Mott told me that he was on their payroll and he left me a voicemail and he tried to put it and direct it and distract and say that these other people is the ones on my payroll, and he went after certain people on the school board. I wanted to call him a whole lot of things,
right?
But I never disrespected him with profane language, calling them MFs and all that.
She should resign.
Yes.
She should, and you owe the Flint community, you owe St. Mark Missionary Baptist Church. And the other person that she lied on, who
where you saw me say the streets don't have decorum.
Yes.
Wasn't she the one?
Yes,
that was saying,
yes.
Use decorum and all this.
Yes, and it was somebody else that she was talking about on the phone with him last night that she kept saying didn't like her or was talking about her, Elder Napier or somebody.
Elder Napier.
I'm not Napier. I don't know who that is.
That's the one that she said they was having a meeting and he was in the meeting with them. And
that imaginary meeting.
Right.
That's when she got to saying motherfucker.
What happened,
right.
Because Elder Napier told me about the meeting. And the meeting was when she was running for city council. And Elder Napier was just asking her questions, because didn't nobody know her. Mm-hmm. She just moved to Flint in 2019. Right before she ran for city council, Liddell Lewis.
And she told Pastor Thompson last night on the phone, it don't matter how long I've been there in Flint, as long as I get the job done. She said I couldn't run if I wasn't qualified, but she never did say she didn't stay in Maryland.
I'm gonna make sure because
you heard when she brought your name up too, didn't you?
And I didn't have
nothing to do with it. She put you right in the middle of
conversation.
Yep.
And see, y'all gotta understand. Liddell Lewis has a whole
fraud.
bunch of demons inside of her.
Yeah.
In 2018, when she lost down in Maryland, now she had told Councilman Mays on the city council that she never did anything political before. I had all the paperwork and documentation showing that she was an incumbent down in Maryland,
Prince George County.
And she lost. That's when she made the video, Flint people are janky. We hadn't even done anything.
She did shit too. We didn't know who she was.
But that's how she takes out her frustration.
Right.
She lashes out at everybody, everything around her. Can you imagine when she was running for city council, if all of us would have been really debating her?
No.
But see, the thing here is we wasn't debating her. We was debating Councilman Davis at the time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what we messed up.
Well, I allowed my emotions to get in the way and felt like Councilman Davis wasn't the best person for that position. Mm-hmm. So my job that I thought was to make sure that I was a buffer in between her and Councilman Davis. I spoke to her. I spoke to Liddell Lewis.
She was real nice when she was running.
She had wrote an article about me when I was running for state rep.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
With Courageous Woman. Mm-hmm. It was Men of the Year. 100 Men or something like that.
She was featured in that, wasn't she? Yeah.
And she wrote for that magazine.
You didn't catch that. And she was featured in 100 Men of the Year. I'm shady as hell.
Oh, that's some shady.
Listen, when she disrespected that pastor, I have no respect for her. No, I ain't had that much respect for her anyway. You will never get my respect the way you talked to that man last night. He didn't do nothing. He didn't even speak her name when he was sitting in this chair. That was fucked up.
We don't say anything personal about her. We only speaking as far as political.
Then she tried to threaten him like, I'm the one that went to Ananik and got you that money.
No, she didn't.
That's what she told him.
I know she didn't say that.
Yes, she did. She said, I'm the one that went to Ananik and got that money for you.
I will show y'all the text messages. You know what? It's like she always talking about, I want to do receipts. She didn't. Listen, when I talked to...
I told you he was going to get started.
What's my guy name? Start with M. I can't even think of his name.
Michael?
His right-hand man.
Oh man, no.
Damn, my phone over here. Hey, man.
Trying to think so hard.
Man.
Why he thinking?
What's my
she
man's
also
name?
She said that she got the money for him.
Oh, she did.
Yes, she did. And so when she was cussing and acting a fool, Pastor Thompson, he went back to Merle Hook for just a second. He said, "Hold up. Do you call and do you call and cuss out Sheldon Neely, your mayor, like this?" You know what she said? You heard her. I sure do. Every Wednesday, I cuss him out.
You done told me something I ain't hear. Listen, y'all. This is what happened.
Yeah.
Tony Roy.
I know Tony Roy. He just got out of jail.
Prison.
Same thing.
So Dink called me. Right?
Hey, Dink. Shout out to Dink Sosa Glorilla.
Dink called me and he was like, "Hey, Art, I got a friend that's having issues in prison, man. They not giving them the training to where, or they have to do in order for them to be able to get out because of COVID." So I called Monty. Mm-hmm. Monty was like the chief of staff for Jim Ananek. Okay. So we got to working on it. We called Mayor Weaver. Mayor Weaver put him on 910 show.
Shout out to Mayor Karen Weaver.
Yeah, Mayor Karen Weaver.
Dr. Karen Weaver, a real doctor.
Mayor Doctor.
Residency,
psychology,
fellowship.
Deaconess.
Missionary. Yep, she's all of those. Yep, Deacon Rex. Yep,
hey,
Deaconess Weaver. Yeah, we respect her because she don't go around telling pastors shots fired.
Hey.
Mickey got scared last night and dove under the table because I did. I was scared, Mickey. When somebody tell you shots fired, we thought they was about
to. But check it, right? So we was working with that. Mayor Weaver put Tony Roy on 9:10 a.m. I mean, we was bouncing on that, right? Mm-hmm. We got it. Senator Ananek got it to where instead of 4 months, they cut it down to 8 weeks. He got out. This happened. We started working on it in February, and he got out in July.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Now, something else came up. Something else.
They always do that when you be on live. They just can't. Y'all quit calling Art. Y'all know he live. Y'all know he live.
Hey, so check this out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we got that done, right? GHS, they did an MOU with the county with the $100 million that they get, right? With the tax millage. They, in the MOU, BB and Mr. Winfrey came up with an MOU with Dana Russell, and they supposed to gave St. Mark's $500,000.
I remember.
Right?
I remember you said that. Okay.
They would not give them the money.
Right.
That's why I gave Mr. Winfrey Jackass of the Week award.
Uh-oh.
Because we went to the board meeting and Dana Russell sat there and lied. So I called Monty. I said, Monty, GHS supposed to give St. Mark's money for a mental health program. They not giving it to them. Dana Russell and Dexter Clark would go to their board meetings and get information. So Chris Martin with his snake butt.
Yes.
And Sheldon Neely with his snake butt.
Yes.
All of them got together and came up with pillars. They went and got other churches to try to fill in and do what St. Mark's was doing.
All because Pastor Thompson didn't support him.
Right. So they did that. And Liddell Lewis was right there with them over at Cathedral of Faith.
No, she told that pastor last night. She called.
She's a liar. She must not know that St. Mark's know everything about what's going on.
Clutching my pearls.
I talked to Senator Ananick myself.
Now, Art, she said she talked to Senator.
No, she did not.
Mickey, didn't she say she talked to Senator?
I heard her.
Oh, you
heard her on the phone.
Okay.
She did not. I talked to Senator Ananick and Monty. Anybody that know Monty, you can ask Monty. They went and got $500,000, just like they did for Revive Community over there at First Trinity, who jacked off $600,000 the first time, where if you work for them for $80,000, instead of paying you in little lump sums or whatever salary, they paid them $80,000 up front.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, we'll get back to that. See, they don't know that I be knowing a whole lot, but I don't say nothing.
Revive got $600,000.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm gonna say it, because the Tillmans is them. They going out of town because that's who had the building.
Yeah.
I always believe that's why House of Esther didn't move, because House of Esther and Revive was doing the same thing.
Correct.
So if we dump the money into Revive, we can clean it and bring it back around. Well, I sound like I'm on power. Like, we can wash the money through Revive, but we can't wash it through House of Esther. So we got to keep House of Esther closed down.
People got quiet around here, didn't they?
And all the people
so Liddell Lewis did not have anything to do with the $500,000 that St. Mark's got for their mental health. Matter of fact, Miss Lewis, you and Sheldon Neely tried to stop the food bank from giving St. Mark's any food to pass out on Wednesdays. Huh? Y'all listen, man. Liddell Lewis is a fraud. You know what I'm saying? And I'm speaking on personal and political now. Normally it's only political, but for her to say that, Liddell
Tanya
Lewis
said Revive got $600,000. Yes, they did,
Twice.
Tanya. Twice.
Yeah, they got 1.2 million.
Damn.
Yeah. Oh, go look under Flint Water Declaration and see. Remember when Mayor Weaver was in office and you had that budget?
Yeah.
And they had vendors. And some of the vendors you couldn't find.
Yeah.
Well, then they sent $8.1 million here last year. And I've been calling, trying to find, we be on our communication call.
Right.
And I'm every time we meet, I say, what's her name? Renee. She's for the municipal league. And she specializes in the budget part of it. I say, how much money is in the budget set aside for Flint water declaration, emergency declaration, right?
Wow, 600. That's why how Sylvester didn't get off the ground.
Yeah, they got the money. They got the money.
That's it.
So I asked, who are the vendors? So I called SBA, Small Business Association. I called the vendor part of it. They will not tell me who the vendors are that's getting the money here in Flint. GISD get a whole lot of money out of this part right here. And then a lot of people don't even know that GISD getting ready to get $12 million from the water settlement under the program.
Wait a minute. Before we skip to the school, before we go to the school, give me 5 more minutes with the council because you were there. And I want to know what you think about Dusty Rhodes. I mean, Eva Worthing. Remember Dusty Rhodes from the WWF? Yeah, that's what she was like at the meeting.
Man, here's the thing.
She got big energy, but she was scared of him.
Here's the thing. And Trevor, I tried to call you. I'm gonna have to put your aunt, cousin, mother, whoever she is, to you, Judy, on blast today.
Okay.
And Trevor, I need for you to say that your aunt was wrong, because she was wrong. At the beginning.
Well, let's leave Trevor out of the equation and let's go with the facts.
But I'm gonna still need him to say that.
Okay, and you know what? He'll stand up when she wrong.
Okay.
I'll guarantee you, he'll stand up when she wrong.
That's all I need him to
That's
say.
it.
I was gonna call him for that. Right?
Okay.
At the beginning, Councilman Mays was talking.
For how long? Because when I went to the bathroom, he was put out.
Yeah, I know. And
okay.
I'm getting ready to show you
all right.
something,
Okay.
right? At the beginning, Councilman Mays called point of order.
Okay.
Point of order, all talking cease.
Right.
Well, then Councilman Pfeiffer and Alley kept on doing point of order while Mays was in a point of order. You can't do that. So Judy kept on letting them do it.
Yeah, she don't know what she doing.
At the end, it's hard. You might not notice. My phone picks up louder than what it really is up in there. I couldn't even hear it. And if you hear the meeting, you'll hear me telling Councilwoman Burns, hey, can y'all speak up? I can't hear.
Right.
Councilman Mays kept on saying that he could not hear what Pfeiffer and what Judy was saying.
Right.
She gave him a warning. So he appealed that warning. He was on his way out to the audience to sit down, and he was talking, and she gave him another warning.
When he was going out to the audience?
Yeah. So Pfeiffer was doing point of orders. Why is he still talking? Right? So he sat down. They put him out, right? Because he kept talking.
I think that's. Do you think that's the objective each meeting to put?
Yeah, that's their plan. Okay. So now y'all heard what Councilman Mays did. All right, Councilman Mays took that and moved on. Eva Worthing. She started talking about
AKA Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah, 2-liter, upside down 2-liter.
Okay.
She kept talking about they was on the resolution about the people's basement flooding. They wanted to do 45 business days for the lawyers to answer the claim, 30 business days for the finance office to cut the check, and then it still has to come before council. So that's almost damn near a year before they can get their money. I know a lot of people don't like Councilman Murphy, but Councilman Murphy stood up for the people and said, hey, they might need a water heater at Home Depot right now. Why are we putting caps on it to delay it other than trying to make it expedient, right? Councilwoman Lewis, this is her ward. She was acting like she didn't even want them to get paid.
She want them to turn in some damn resolution. Come down there, write out a resolution.
Right. So she with Eva Worthing, right?
Yeah.
Eva Worthing didn't know what redlining meant. I swear to God, go watch it. She didn't know.
She's a school teacher. She knew what.
She's a racist, so she don't know what redlining means.
Okay.
It's dealing with race.
With that. Okay.
All right. She didn't feel like black people. And why is it that every time something on the north side dealing with money comes up, it's always a fight and it's always send it back to committee.
Right.
But when you had to do the Miller Road,
right.
and what's the name of the street? Nothing against the victims or the people who are suffering over Hogarth.
Yeah.
Nothing against you all. You all deserve everything that you get and some. People that lost lives and babies over
Right.
there.
What? Yeah.
Nothing against y'all. They will not. I will not allow them to pit me against you.
Mhm.
What I'm against is the process that they do and how they play and use racism
Mhm.
against us.
Absolutely.
Dennis Pfeiffer didn't have a problem with y'all going into a room, boarding up y'all houses, getting clothes for you, shelter, and everything else. He didn't have a problem with that. But now the people in Second Ward whose basement flooded and poop all down in their basement, oh, well, I can't give them 200,000 and no checks and balance. Councilman Pfeiffer, love you to death, man. But what you did the other night, you showed me a side to you that I never thought that I would see.
I seen it before.
And man, that was real bold. Now, leading up to Eva. Leading up to Eva, this is what they were talking about.
Okay.
Councilwoman Burns said the reason why they don't have insurance is because of redlining.
Okay.
Eva was like, I don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. I don't even know what redlining is.
Okay.
Instead of her leaving that issue alone and moving on, she kept on going back and forth with Tanya, Councilwoman Burns, about redlining.
Yeah. And
Councilwoman Burns went and got the definition for her.
Okay.
And read it.
As she was
that
supposed to.
pissed her off even more. So then she said, my car insurance is high. Do I think or expect the city to pay for my car insurance? Councilwoman Burns came back again and said, your insurance is high because of redlinings. Hello. And now she's really pissed.
Right.
So now she started going after Councilwoman Burns.
The one that she's scared of.
Right.
Okay.
So now she jumps up.
To the woman that she's scared of?
She's scared of.
Okay.
She jumps up, right? So now Judy gives her a warning. So she keeps talking and Tanya responds. Now that Tanya responds, sitting down, Judy gives Tanya a warning.
Why?
That's what I'm saying. So.
Oh, because they got to be fair when it comes to, okay.
But when Councilman Mays did it, that's why I brought his up first. Where he moved to the audience, she gave him 2 warnings because she told him to be quiet. Eva, she kept telling her to sit down and be quiet. Why didn't you give her 2 warnings? But you want to give Tanya a warning.
Yeah.
Tanya isn't initiating it. Tanya isn't the aggressive one. But here's the show kicker right here.
What is it, Art?
Here's the show kicker. If Tanya would have got up and stood up on Eva Worthing,
they would have dragged her out of there.
What would it have been?
Officer
angry
Metcalf.
Black woman.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, Officer Metcalf went and whispered in Eva's ear.
Wasn't that some shit?
Huh?
What did he say?
Please sit down. I don't want to have to take you out.
Matter of fact, you saw the change in her demeanor, whatever he said, and all of them went to the back and huddled up. And it was all
of who? Tanya and them?
4 whites. No. Dennis Pfeiffer, Allie, Judy, Eva, Metcalf, CFO. All the white people that was in there went with them.
Well, what did they do with Quincy and
Liddell?
Liddell?
Liddell stayed on the stage.
Okay.
Right? But she was still with Eva.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Quincy, I don't think he liked that because he had already spoke out about the basements. He had spoke out and said that he don't like the process of how the ARPA funds were being done and how they was going to be distributed. He said that it's a no for him if it's anything where it's not transparent. My hat goes off to the brother for standing up on that. But Liddell, why hasn't Liddell said anything about decorum? Why hasn't she said anything to Eva about professionalism?
Because that's a homegirl.
Oh, matter of fact, it goes back to what she had to say about Eva in Ghetto.
Damn, you right.
That, right.
Eva, see, that's why Eva comfortable doing with what she doing. Because
we
have allowed
board.
that.
We're gonna get into see this conversation is gonna roll over to the board meeting.
Mm-hmm.
You see, because what you said just now, we in the African American community
have allowed this to happen.
We have so much hate and anger towards each other to where we will use President Trump if we have to get after the Black or African American that we don't like. And then by this time, we didn't put these white races on a pedestal. And now after we leave, they still there because they have that privilege of being there as long as they want. The Black individuals, the African Americans don't. Just like with elected officials. Sheldon Neely is building up downtown
for himself.
And we're going to get mad at him because he's the puppet and the closest thing to us. We vote him out, but that racist downtown is still there.
Right. Absolutely.
So
absolutely. And I want to say this because I see that Councilwoman Burns is watching. I received a lot of calls. I didn't watch the meeting the other day. I don't know what I was doing, but I received a lot of calls about that meeting. When I went to go watch it, it was off. And this, one of my very, very close, dear friends does not believe in violence in any way. She told me specifically, I don't condone violence. She said, but I would have whooped Eva's ass that night. She said, but I'm glad Tanya stayed in that chair. But let me tell you this, Tanya, Councilwoman Tanya Burns. If you don't go in there Monday and ask for them to censure Councilwoman Eva Worthing for what she did, I'm going to come bring you an ice pack for your head because you got to be sick. Because we going to show up. Matter of fact, we putting a call out right now for everybody to come down there and support Councilwoman Tanya Burns Monday so they can censor.
Not just we coming down to support Councilwoman Burns, but it's still an underlying factor that was that went along with that, right? Is that Councilwoman Burns and Councilwoman Winfrey Carter had a discussion on the agenda for Pulaski Street fire investigation.
You know what, Art? I'm glad you brought that up because that's what that the aunt had was like.
Yeah,
was they there?
No. Didn't nobody know about it? Didn't nobody know about it but Channel 5? Didn't nobody know why Channel 5 News was there? And when they found out that Channel 5 News was there, you seen a lot of whispering going on. Eva Worthing was in the back. You couldn't see her. She signaled to Ladell Lewis to break quorum.
Y'all start paying attention to what's going on. So Art just told us that the Pulaski Street fire that's coming up on a year that the Mitchell boys, a whole year since the Mitchell boys have passed on. They were supposed to discuss that on the agenda.
On the agenda, governmental ops.
And then they had that little blow up.
Right.
This stuff be planned. It be planned. So your mayor taught me that in the 90s or too early. Back in the late 90s, early 2000 when he first got on council. Everything that's out there is really, it is a show. Because they already know what they're going to do when they get out there. And that's not Wyntis Hall saying it. That's Mayor Sheldon A. Neely saying it.
Man, there's so much going on, man. I mean, that right there within itself, to ask for an investigation, you know what I'm saying, bring in a third party, and they get to pick who it is, not the mayor. The mayor turned, everybody's trying to say, oh, Art doing it because it's political. Right?
Yep. So the election over.
So when it was political, and they said, they put it on Facebook and all this.
I said that last night to Pastor Thompson.
Check this out, right? June, it was around my birthday, June 17th. I get a phone call from an anonymous person. They said, hey, Mayor Sheldon Neely trying to cover up this fire on Pulaski Street. I didn't even know what had happened on Pulaski Street. I didn't even know nothing about it.
Because you called and asked me what happened. I was like, oh no.
So they telling me what's going on, right? I'm like, oh Lord.
Mm-hmm.
So I can show you the inbox that I sent to Crystal.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know how to even tell her because I never did this before.
Mm-hmm.
If you notice, I never deal with public safety.
And the thing about it, you don't remember talking to me because you go through so much, but you was in Georgia at this time when it happened, and you couldn't sleep.
Right. Yep.
You couldn't sleep.
I was like, man, dang, how do I tell her? How do I tell her? Right. So I ended up having her to call me, and she called me, and I said, Crystal, I said, Miss Cooper, I don't know how to tell you or give you the information that I have. I don't know if you have an attorney or not, but Mayor Sheldon Neely is trying to cover up what happened to your sons.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, they called it all clear, and your sons, they never checked the room.
Yeah.
And that Mayor Neely said that it would be political suicide if this information got out.
I finally watched the video.
So if you the room.
Yeah, everybody go to Arthur Woodson's page. If you haven't done it, he went in the house, and I finally watched it because I told Art I couldn't watch it. He told me I needed to. And he searched that room. You got down on your knees.
Right. Like they said. Well, they said that they were standing up, but their face was almost to the floor.
And you did that, and it's no way possible.
So and then they had thermal imaging.
That hurt.
They had thermal imaging, right?
So you're supposed to be able to see the heat.
Be able to see the heat from the bodies, no matter what, man. And you saw how far the door, the entrance to the room, to where Lamar was laying, in the middle of both rooms. And then when they say a bump out, they making it sound like it was an addition put on to the house. And
it wasn't. It wasn't.
Then they making it sound like it was like a closet
door.
And it wasn't.
It wasn't.
And as soon as you open up the entrance of the door, it takes over half of the wall. And they said they knocked on the door. So Chief Barton said
they not. What was somebody supposed to say? Hello?
On the wall,
oh, okay.
On the wall, and they saw that it was a solid wall. Yeah. So it made it to where they didn't need to go any further. But then they said that the person on the right went around the room.
They said that.
It was only 5 steps, man, and y'all supposed to met up. And if y'all would have met up and followed the wall,
y'all would have both fell in that room.
And then at the same time, in their training, you're supposed to knock out the air conditions and open up the windows so that you can get some air. And it was 2 windows right there. Mm-hmm. Why wasn't those windows open? And then when Mr. Edwards, who found Lamar, when he came out of the master or the father's bedroom, the door was closed. And he had to open up the door. As soon as he opened up the door, he saw Lamar. If you look at the video, you will totally understand. And then you look at the video and
right,
you look
Karen,
at his report,
that room was not hidden.
You look at the report that they wrote, it tells you that they are lying.
Mm-hmm.
And Mayor Neely lied. So now I'm telling everybody what happened. I barely said anything after that. October the 8th, Miss Cooper called me again.
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't said anything to her,
mm-hmm.
right? She called me. She was crying. She said, I need your help. She said, no one is trying to help me, and I want justice for my son, my 2 boys. I said, all right, I got you, right? I got you. So I called Mr. Kenner.
All right, well, you let everybody know you're not getting $1 million from this lady.
Oh, I'm going to get to that.
Okay.
I'm going to get to that. You can look in my phone, right? You can look at my phone, and you'll see where I tell her,
I don't want anything.
I don't want nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing at all. I don't want nothing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing this because it's what's right. I'm doing this because we always standing up for everybody outside of Flint,
right?
Police brutality and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Now that it's happening at home, what do we do?
Right.
No one has stood up for the Mitchell boys here at home.
Yeah.
But they be the first to take to the streets for George Floyd.
Yeah.
What's her name? Brennan down in Memphis, Tennessee.
I know you're talking about pizza place up there in Saginaw. They going
down
everywhere.
In Texas.
Yeah.
You want to take it to the street and you want to walk over in Flint Township on Miller Road, but you won't walk down Saginaw Street for Lamar and Zaire.
And you know what? Shouts out to everybody that got off of social media when Art put out the call for us to come out to that courtroom Monday.
Correct.
Thank you, Melissa, your fake page. Thank you, Kathy King, your fake page. Thank you,
Denise Morgan,
with your fake page. It was somebody else, Melissa, Karen, Kathy King, your fake page. You know, all the fake pages came out.
Ones that they say,
yeah, it's us. You know, right? They all came out. People coming off of Facebook and they starting to show up to stuff now.
Right. So you know, the crazy part about it is that they live in Flint. The majority of the people that's talking get information from the talking head, Mayor Neely himself, because he sends them out there. Barbara Moore put up some stuff about when I said something about the White House and Mayor Neely. And I know he sent her those pictures and the flyers about the gala and all that. Hey, if he sent you that, he should have sent you something where he didn't have a coat on because it's hot down here in DC. That's a fake picture.
It was 2 different days.
It was wintertime.
Right.
When he took that picture with President Biden. So don't try to mislead the people, and then they're gonna say, well,
John, we're gonna let Art answer this for you right here on air.
That?
You ready for John Scott?
Yeah.
Art. At the root of all of this, what benefit would it be to the mayor or anyone to hide what might be deemed as negligence by a fireman? I don't get what is gained by anyone if there's a cover-up happening. I don't understand that part.
Well, John, Mr. Scott, the problem here was when he said that it was political suicide, he was looking for endorsements from the fire union. And one of the guys that was in that house who covered it up was the vice president of the firefighters union. And then if you listen to the interview of the president of the fire union, he said that he went in and advocated to get Chief Barton fired. And then if you listen to Chief Barton at the council meeting when he first came up there, they asked him, what is the morale at the fire station? It was blacks versus white. The white fire union wanted the blacks to stick with them to cover it up so that the 2 white firefighters wouldn't get in trouble. I understand, your questions, but the majority of the time, a lot of white people, I'm not saying all white people, you all don't see what we see, and the way that you ask the question is kind of like offensive to the black community because everything is questioned when we say something, but when it happened in the white community, you have no issues.
Right, it's bigger than black and white.
And the reason
it's a problem with the whole way of life.
And the reason why I say this, John, is take this for example, right? When George Floyd and all the police shootings was happening, right? You had Antifa come out, and y'all call them, President Trump and Republicans call them Antifa, over in Seattle, Washington. They said defund
the police. Yep.
It was a serious, you got Blue Lives Matter coming out, everything.
Yep.
Right? They talking about defunding the police and all this. But when Mar-a-Lago got raided by the FBI.
Oh, okay.
On
Thank
President
you,
Trump.
John. John said, thanks for the clarification. He didn't know about the part about politics and election back and being a part of it. When there's a death involved, he didn't understand why someone would cover it up. He wasn't trying to be argumentative or downplay what happened.
Oh, it's all good.
Okay,
that's
so
why,
yep.
That's why I didn't get mad when I was.
I got mad, but he
but just like with the defund, right?
Mm-hmm.
The black people was yelling defund the police, or everybody was yelling defund the police, and the white Republicans had issues with it. Now that Trump got raided and they, going after him, Trump is out here screaming defund the police, and the white people is going along with it.
Right.
When Colin Kaepernick said when he took a knee, oh, y'all disrespecting the flag and all this and that.
Yep.
And it was silent protest.
Yep.
Oh, it was a problem. But when President Trump got voted out and he said they stole the election, they tore up the Capitol.
Yep.
Why is it double standards every time when the black people say something? It's a serious, it's a problem.
Right.
But when it happens to you in your community or whatever, now you want to tear up everything and go grab the guns and the first aid kit and everything, Lucy. We going down to the White House.
Wait a minute, I got a couple more things because we got to wrap up because we got a meeting. KC, I got your question. I pinned it because I wanted to make sure I answered it. She got a series of questions in here. When is the grocery store gonna be done? Never. Where's the ARPA money gone? Who is talking about the real shit that people deal with on a daily basis and the Flint residents are suffering? ATN News Media Group. So I answered all of your questions right there. So I wanted to make sure that I asked that. One more thing, 2 minutes before we get out of here, because my producer coming back in the door.
Oh man, we didn't even talk about Laura McIntyre.
Oh, that's all I wanted to talk about real quick. The school board meeting is this Wednesday,
right.
May the 10th. They trying to do they running amok over there, as my girl Mika would say. They running amok. Amok. Yeah. They done threw out Mr. Luna, then they had to bring him back in, and then they threw out Mr. King and put Joyce in.
I'm gonna say this. And
yes.
Mr. Luna,
let you wrap it up.
Mr. Luna, no, I ain't said it to him. He talks too much.
Shit. Well, okay. I was trying to give you a little plug there, Mr. Luna.
No,
but
he talks too much, man. And I ain't said it before, and then I saw the article in Flint Beat, and he's still talking too much. Kevin Jones.
Damn.
Kevin Jones.
You just don't give him a break over there.
No.
But you know what I'm glad about? Danielle told them. But they didn't want to believe the black lady.
Right. And see, Kevin Jones float with the vote.
He float with the vote?
Yeah, he float with the vote. Whoever is in
I like that. Float with the vote. Yeah, hashtag float with the vote.
Wherever the votes are, the majority, that's where he's going to be. Mm-hmm. And he talks about you behind your back. Dr. Green would have resigned. She was ready to resign in December.
She was ready to go. And we both know that, yep.
Kevin Jones told her and asked me, Art, would you help keep Dr. Green here? I got her back, right? When those two misfits, Joyce McNeil and Laura McIntyre, got after Danielle, she didn't have nobody to help her because Adrian Walker had left, right?
Mm-hmm. Sure did.
Gilbert, and I used to be cool with him, but he was a sucker.
Mm-hmm.
He thought about himself more. He thought he was the prettiest person in Flint.
Mm-hmm.
He was standing in the middle of the board. Don't I look good?
So
whoever told him that he looked good and he was somebody, that's who he rolled with. Oh, Sister Laura, you didn't deserve all those knots on your head.
When he did that night, and he said, on behalf of all of the black people, I apologize. I'm up there at the TV screen. Don't apologize for me.
I mean, he called me and told me before they had the emergency meeting that Laura McIntyre provoked and set Sister Dr. Green up.
Sister Dr. Green.
Yeah, Sister Dr. Green.
Sounds just like him too.
Right? So when he got to the emergency meeting and was saying all this,
they better not mess with Clack. They coming for him.
They
coming for Clack. They coming for Clack. They coming.
Hey,
that was just a preview. Yeah.
But all right, y'all. Check this out real quick, and I'm gonna sum it up. And I know y'all got a meeting.
Yep.
You know, y'all got y'all bubblegum machines ready and all that. You know what I mean?
Keep talking. Your ass gonna be recorded too after this meeting.
Hey, so let me give y'all a prime example of white privilege, right? And how African Americans help white privileged racist people, right? Dr. Green, Laura McIntyre. Laura McIntyre stood up and hit Dr. Green in her nose, and the altercation began. Dr. Green defended herself.
Mm-hmm.
Laura McIntyre didn't like that ass whooping. All right. I had to say it. She didn't like that ass whooping, and the African Americans didn't like the ass whooping that Laura McIntyre received.
A10 News Media Group does not condone violence.
No, I'm not condoning violence. It's something that happened.
No, I just like looking at you.
I didn't have anything to do with it.
You were outside in the parking lot.
That's what she said. But my pictures and everything say something totally different.
I know. I talked to you on your way to Lansing.
You know what I'm saying? I talked to about 5 or 6
You was speeding
people.
if you was in the parking lot.
And for people to say that I had put Dr. Green up to it, that's a lie.
Mm-hmm.
You saw yourself how white women jumps up and get in people's face and do things and not expect anything. Dr. Green was walking around to go out to the parking lot to give tickets to Coach Bush because we was taking 100 kids to the Pistons basketball game. Laura McIntyre, I can't read her mind, but I can only assume that she thought Dr. Green was coming around there to do something to her.
Mm-hmm.
So Laura McIntyre jumped up and put her hand in Dr. Green's face and hit her.
Mm-hmm.
That's when something happened. Media and everybody dogged Dr. Green out before they had any information on what happened. And now Laura McIntyre is being investigated along with Monica Elson for taking $61,000 when she was supposed to only take $6,000. Claire McClinton was in every hearing.
Investigated by who?
By state police.
Shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Laura McIntyre, you done seen her at work. She done called Teray King a little boy.
Sure did.
She done went after 8 different black females on the board.
Even that assistant superintendent.
Murphy.
Yep.
Vera Perry.
Yep.
Don Prey.
Yep, that's it.
Georgina Rubin. Danielle Green. Carol McIntosh.
Keep going.
Even Joyce McNeil. Me. Teray King calling him a little boy.
Mm-hmm.
Claire McClinton was in every hearing where she saw Judge Farrell tell Laura McIntyre that you are trying to prevent him from being able to speak. Nowhere has he threatened you or harassed you, right? She there. She's seen this. She's still upholding this white racist. She's still standing with this white racist. Now, here's the problem. Claudia Perkins, that was blood everywhere.
Don't talk about wig.
No, fairy cheeks. Hey, listen.
We got the 5-minute bar.
All right, 5 minutes.
Oh, because she do got a wig.
Hey,
she is a wig. What
you know, she wasn't even there. But she blood everywhere. It wasn't no blood everywhere because Prosecutor Layden, if it was blood everywhere, would have prosecuted.
He said he was standing. He was on the TV. He said, "I looked at the medical records and I don't see anything that calls for her to have had her ass whooped, and I'm sending it. I don't see anything to charge her with."
So now check, right? Mayor Neely forced the issue because it's political.
No,
again,
it's personal.
It's personal.
He was mad because she would not write. Danielle did. All you had to do was get on that damn demon drop with Neely and see the point
and not talk to me
and not talk to her.
Hey, y'all, listen.
Let's wrap up.
The point that I'm making here, the point that I'm making, right? They drugged Dr. Green through the mud based on a lie from a white woman, right? I'm calling her situation about Dr. Green a lie, her situation about me a lie. She worse than Carolyn on Emmett Till. A lie.
Damn.
She worse than Carolyn.
My daddy always said, if you lie, you will steal.
Yeah.
And if you steal, you kill.
Yeah.
A liar is the worst person you could ever be
That's
around.
Laura McIntyre, y'all.
That's the worst person.
So let me put this together, right?
Real quick.
Laura McIntyre and Dr. Green defending herself. They ran her through the mud.
Yes, they did. Eva
Worthing and Tanya sat down. Councilwoman Burns did not stand up. Eva Worthing stood up for herself.
Them handkerchief head Negroes.
African American.
Handkerchief head Negroes. Talking about, oh, Eva, you sure told her that part.
Now, if Councilwoman Burns would have whooped her ass,
she was wrong for jumping on a white lady.
Just like Dr. Green.
Absolutely.
But now, what are y'all gonna say about Councilwoman 2-liter, upside down 2-liter. Have you ever seen a 2-liter?
Yeah.
All right. Now imagine a 2-liter where it's all the same, and then when you get down to the neck, it's real small where you drink out of the bottle.
Yeah.
That's her. That's how she built. Everything's the same, and then when you get down to the legs,
I don't body shame. I don't body shame women.
I do.
I don't body shame women.
I said it. I don't like.
Some of our backs are bigger than others.
I don't care. My stomach big, so you can talk about it. My nose big. You can talk about it. Hey, listen, my lips big. You can talk about it. And guess what? I used to pan in school. I'm gonna talk about you. I don't care. That's me.
Listen, y'all.
Happen, Captain.
Listen, if y'all like it, this is the second show me and Art did together. If y'all liking the show, this takeover, hit them like buttons, because me and Art can keep coming back.
I ain't coming back.
Stuff to tell.
I ain't coming back unless 810 Media pay me. This is the first time I ain't asked for money. I want my bread. Oh, my fault.
I'm looking at him like,
listen, today is Cinco de Mayo, taco and tequila, TNT.
Cause see,
gotta go.
Before we go off air,
I want 2 of them things.
Before we go off air, while he hollering Cinco de Mayo and tacos and tea and all of that stuff, let me tell y'all something for everybody out there who thinks that Art is this big bully. Danielle already told him he eating grapes, pineapples. She told you. No. Now while you over here trying to be big and bad, I'm talking to you.
You got me mixed
Danielle
up with somebody
told
else.
you that you're going to be eating that fruit because her stomach been messed up ever since she been eating all the heavy food. You're going to eat a salad today. You're going to have a taco. You're going to have a taco salad today without the shells.
Hey, how many tacos you got? I want 5.
Listen, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in today to the takeover. He's upset. He's going to keep going. We love y'all. Trevor, get better. Listen, everybody who haven't had their tickets, that's got their tickets, you still got time to get your tickets for Glorilla. She's going to be here Sunday at the Door Federal. Arcane Rap.
Can I say my part?
No.
Let me say my. Y'all, listen, I'm going to be rapping. Here's a little something about me. Never should have been let out to penitentiary. Art Lee would like to say that I'm a crazy from around the way. Since I was a youth.
Okay, everyone. So Glorilla.
That's the hell I do. You don't like the way I'm living. Well, this is a game, and I'm in it. My girl Wyntis F you up in a minute with a right, left, you're toothless. And then you say, God damn, they ruthless. Everywhere you go, you saying, damn.
Okay, so Glorilla will be here Sunday without Art Woodson at the Dort Federal Event Center. Okay, A10 News Media Group is the exclusive media outlet for Backstage with Glorilla. So tune in Sunday. Shout out to Dink Sosa and E-Baller because A10 News Media Group will be there. And
but since you've been gone, I've been
because they gonna start saying you singing to me, and I'm not singing no R&B. You got 99 problems, and the biggest one is me. You got all them little bitches, the biggest one is me.